guys, hey, how you doing? The Enchanter Tim here, and this is going to be an impromptu movie review, as I had just watched this movie for the first time like an hour ago. Anyways, the movie is called Trick. I've never heard of it until I saw it at the store a few nights ago, so I decided to pick it up, because, I like horror, and I'm hoping it's pretty good. Let's take a dive right into it and explain what happens. So, what happens in the beginning is we're introduced to a bunch of characters, of course, and most of which are going to be fodder for the initial kill scene, because this movie wastes no time getting the body count rising. So, at the Halloween party, they're playing a version of Spin the Bottle, except it's like Spin the Knife. Guy and a girl kiss, of course, and then it goes to this guy who's just wearing a mask, a dual-sided pumpkin mask. I think it's angry. I'd have to rewatch it again. And the other where it's like a sad pumpkin face on the back. He spins the knife, it points to a dude, and of course he didn't want to kiss him. He wanted, I assumed, was kiss this, the main girl. What's her name? Cheryl, I believe? I really have to look. Anyways, so the rest of the group, kids, high school kids, are cheering him on, trying to get him to actually kiss the dude because they're dicks. And so he grabs a knife, stabs the one kid, and then goes on a slight murder spree in the year, I think it was set in 2015. This movie takes place over the next 5 years, from 2015 to 2019. Omar Epps plays I want to say an FBI, so he would have been with FBI. He gets kicked out of the FBI because they think he possibly had something to do with 2 other agents being killed. I want to say in the 2018 murder spree. Back to the 2015 one. Kills all the kids. Well, not all of them. I think like 3 or 4 were left alive. And then he gets arrested and taken to the hospital, of course, where he ends up escaping police custody. He breaks out of his handcuffs and kills quite a few more people before being shot 5 times by Detective Denver, I think it was his character's name. And then he gets shot out a window as well. And when they go down there, he's nowhere to be seen. Supposedly disappeared into a 32-degree lake where they just assumed he's dead. Well, at least the sheriff of that town assumed he's dead. Agent Epps, he says, which is obvious to most of us, if you can't find the body, the fucker's still alive. So, there's that. And then the 2016 mini spree, because, they jump quickly through the next 3-4 years up until the 2019 section. 2016, he kills 3 or 6 people at a high school Halloween dance, it seems. The 2017, I really don't remember. I don't remember what happened to 2017, so we'll just skip that. I assumed at least a couple people died. The 2018, I believe, is where the actual 2 other agents get murdered outside of a cop bar. One gets completely decapitated, one loses a few fingers, and then stabbed once in the back, and then a few more times in the stomach, each time after Epps disappeared looking for the criminal, who is also known as Trick. I believe it was short for Patrick, is why the students gave the other student that nickname. Then the 2019 quick, they get back into the original town setting, I believe of Benton, New York. He kills quite a few people, including a lot of sheriff's deputies and an old dude who I guess the town liked, or at least he said they liked. I really have no idea. Very confusing. A lot of bodies dropping. So then they go to, the main characters, the one female who he liked, her one friend, and then I guess, bully? Troy, I believe was his name, in the beginning, who stabbed Trick in the gut with a fire poker. So from here, everyone is grouped into the same area. Trick goes around murdering a bunch of random scaretainers in the corn maze, the ones who pop out to try to scare you and, make sure you get your money's worth. He kills a bunch, at least 3 or so of them. Kills the old man who runs the diner, works at a diner, also sets up this corn maze and a movie thing. And yeah, it's really weird how many jobs that guy has. Yeah, maybe the town does like him. So from here, they go back to the hospital where the main girl, her dad, finally dies after it being revealed that Trick pushed him off the top of a building, and he didn't just randomly jump off himself like the insurance and other people claim that he did. Okay, although I've already explained quickly a fair amount of the movie. This is the main spoiler section of it because honestly, it makes a lot of sense for it to have happened, but I didn't 100% see it coming because, a lot of them don't do this except, Scream, which oddly enough, Jamie Kennedy. Yes, Jamie Kennedy is also in this movie, which I did not realize was him until the end. He plays the main doctor inside the hospital, who it is revealed that he helped Trick, actually, even in the beginning by giving him a key to handcuffs, which I'm not sure how a doctor would have. So there's quite a few other tricks, which sort of explained in the beginning of the movie, actually, with some text scrawl. So there's at least 5? Bare minimum of 5 tricks that I know of. You got the main Trick, who is actually ended up being a paralyzed guy who you barely see wheeling around in the hospital during this entire end section. You got Jamie Kennedy's doctor character. He is another one of the sheriff deputies. The blonde bartender from the 2018 kills. One of Troy's friends, so a jock. That would have been it as far as what was shown. Obviously, they're hoping to expand, and if they make a sequel, I'll get it because I'm curious as to where they're going to go from it. Although having Jamie Kennedy be the main Trick now would just be a really weird thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, he could probably pull it off, I suppose. Omar Epps gets stabbed quite a few times in the chest. I believe 3 times total after he falls out of a building after already getting previously stabbed. Yeah, there's a lot of stabbing that doesn't actually kill, even if you're getting stabbed in the chest with the big knife that they use. Anyways, it's revealed that he actually is alive with the main sheriff and the main girl. I really should have looked up their character names because I know Agent Denver, played by Epps, and I still want to say Cheryl. I'm not sure who played her. Those are like the only 2 names that I even remember aside from Trick because, that one gets explained and used so much throughout this movie. That one is the one that you should actually remember from it. But aside from that, I do want to say I actually enjoyed this movie for what it was. A frickin' blood fest is, and murder body count. The body counts are just high, which I have not seen in a horror movie for some time because most of them stick to the PG-13, but this one actually happened to be rated R and took advantage of that, and I'm actually pretty happy. Soundtrack, I honestly don't remember, so couldn't have been great, but it wouldn't have been bad, so it's just meh, somewhere in the middle. Characters are developed just enough where you care about a couple of them, but most of them is like, who cares, right? Which, in a way, is good because otherwise the body count probably would have been a little harder to have up that high. Okay, I was honestly surprised they did not murder the 2 kids that they had in this entire movie. Everyone else was an adult. 2 kids. You think they would have pushed that envelope? I mean, yes, it's still frowned upon to kill kids in horror movies, but they do it on occasion. So, I'm just surprised they didn't go that route. Just have one of them maybe at least cut. No, they didn't go. But they did have their mom, I believe. Honestly, I'd probably give this at least a 6 out of 10. It's better than average, especially for all the crap horror I've seen lately. And honestly, I hope they make a sequel with, hopefully they change enough of it if they do. So I got 2 other movies to watch for the first time, and because I have never seen them or even heard. I mean, I knew Gallows 2 or Act 2 was finished and just never released years ago, and they finally did. So I heard of that one, but this other one, I believe, all right, this other one is called Freaks. I still don't even know what it's about. I haven't read the back or even seen it. So I'm going to try to do one of these other reactionary type, except hopefully I'll take down some notes on the next one. And yeah, honestly, it's a good time of year. I am working on a Jingle All the Way review. It was voted upon a while ago, and I am really wanting to do it because it's one of my all-time favorite Christmas type movies. I hope that'll be something I can get done. Anyways, have a great frickin' New Year, guys. It's almost here upon us. It's like 2 days away, and just have the best time. But be safe if you are out partying and or drinking. Make sure to get rides. All right, guys. Peace.